start our chapter India Polity. Year 1600.
It's time of the establishment of East India Company in India.
Being a queen, I order you to go and trade in India. In India after the victory of Battle of Bhur, 1764.
मिस्टर क्लिप, आज से आपको उड़ीसा, बंगाल और बिहार की दीवानी दी जाती है। आज से आपके सारे राइट्स होंगे रेवेन्यू और सिविल जस्टिस पे।
Thank you, Emperor Shalom.
Company Rule, 1773 to 1858, regulating A.C.T. of 1773.
Now we add some regulations in Indian, which every Indian must to follow that. From now we make Governor General, which is Chairman of Executive Council of 4 members. And Lord Warren Hastings, it means me, will be the first Governor General of Bengal.
Year 1774.
We establish Supreme Court at Calcutta. From now onwards company servants are not allowed to engage in any other trade.
In a bid to rectify defects of regulating A.C.T. 1773, British Parliament passed amending A.C.T. 1781, which is also known as A.C.T. of Settlement. Now it's time of Pitt's India Act of 1784.
From now onwards Court of Directors we allowed to manage the commercial affairs. And we make a new body that is Board of Control to manage political affairs. It means that this is the establishment of dual government. Yes, and Board of Control are allowed to supervise all operations of civil and military governments or revenue of British possession in India.
It's time of Charter A.C.T. 1833.
This A.C.T. was final step towards centralization of British in India. You know Mr. Warren Hastings why I called you here? No sir. From now onwards Governor General of Bengal will be the Governor General of India and you know that. Mr. Bentinck is the Governor General of Bengal, and with this new A.C.T. of 1833, he is the first Governor General of India. It means that now Governor General of Madras and Bombay have no power on their legislature. Yes, they have not any power on their legislature. We deprived their power from their legislature. Now onwards the law which make under provinces will be called A.C.T. not regulations. Now we look forward to become a purely administrative body. And East India territories were held by Governor General of India. Thank you, Mr. Warren Hastings. Now you may leave. Thank you, sir. We tried in this A.C.T. of 1833 to introduce an open competition for a selection of civil servants. What is mood of Court of Directors on this provision? They are against this. They tell me to go and say them to get out this provision from this act. So please Mr. Bentinck neglect this provision. It's time of Charter Act of 1853. Charter A.C.T. 1853 was last series of Charter Acts passed by British Parliament between 1793 to 1853. This was significant constitution landmark. In this Charter A.C.T. of 1853, first time we are separating the work of Governor General. We separate the executive and legislative functions. We will provide 6 new members called legislative councillors to the council. Now onwards Governor General Legislative Council came to be known as Indian Central Legislative Council. Indian Legislative Council will work as mini parliament adopting the same procedure as British Parliament. Okay sir. We are again going to introduce system of selection and recruitment of civil servants. We extended the company rule and allowed to retain in Indian territories on trust of British Crown. But we are not fixed any time period of company like previous charters. And we anytime terminate the company rule when Parliament like. Okay sir. Thank you. We will release this into moral press. In Charter A.C.T. 1853 formed Macaulay Committee, the Committee on Indian Civil Services.